Well, listener, let me say this. Look, I'm not really a fan of Aljo as a fan, right? Strictly speaking, but he's got a great grappler style, right? A very confusing style. I mean, I think his body type is different for the division. I think he confuses a lot of people. Now, I think what you're talking about, where a lot of people talk smack and whatnot. I mean, the reality is Aljo's like that champion that maybe should have never happened, right? Like, he beat who did he beat? Peter Yan in a fight he was losing by getting kneed in the face and winning the title by DQ, right? So the logical expectation was he would go into the rematch with Peter Yan, lose, and be forgotten as this phony champion in history. But, surprise, surprise, he comes out, beats Peter Yan, then defends his title against Henry Cejudo and others, and basically proves the guy's really got a point. I think he's got a great team. I think Ray Longo and Matt Serra did a great job in the New York area with MMA guys. I like Serra's loud, obnoxious personality. Reminds me of when I grew up back east. But the reality is, do I think he can make a comeback now and make a run for it? No, listen, this sport's not like that, guys. I mean, you have one window, and it's usually a short window, and people pick you apart. And the problem is everyone has holes. Why does everyone have holes? Everyone has holes because mixed martial arts is such an eclectic sport by definition. In boxing, you had to get very scientific and figure out a way to beat a certain guy and whatnot and make certain moves that'll make him get off his move. In MMA, you can kind of watch a guy and there's a lot more room, whether it be grappling, whether it be striking, whether it be kicking, whether, it be wall fighting or whatever your game plan is going to be to get a guy out of there. And I think it's very hard to be a champ for a while and come back and win the title again and be dominant again. I mean, not a lot of guys have done that. Some have, for sure, but not a ton of them. As far as Aljo coming back and doing that, I don't see it, man. He's in a really, really, really tough division. He's beating some tough guys, but those guys there are just dominant now. Do I think he could have beaten Sean O'Malley? Yeah, I do. But, at the same time, you got to be able to take a punch. And O'Malley cracked him and got him out of there. So, Aljo's a fun fighter, man. I got nothing bad to say about the guy. He won the title, completed the dream. And let me say something else about that. One of the reasons Aljo won the rematch is because he was filled with that positive momentum from winning the title in the first place. Listen, I don't think Frank Yeager beat BJ Penn in Abu Dhabi or wherever they fought. I thought it was a bad decision. Then Frank Yeager came out and beat the dog piss out of BJ Penn in the rematch. So sort of like the same thing that happened with Aljo and Peter Yan. A little different, right? Because one was a DQ, one wasn't. But yeah, that's my feelings on him. I got nothing bad to say about him. Great fighter at his time, but I think that's over, listener. Everybody read my book, Warrior of the Light.